Hey there, Centaurs. Welcome back to Teams Time. You got your lovely admin here in the lovely foyer. Great to see you all. We have a bit of a special episode. We have part one of a two-part interview Ms. Farnell and Mr. Basso did with at least one former Centaur and some budding athletic superstars and NHL prospects. So we're excited for that coming up in the middle of our episode. And we have a couple of questions to get us started. One is, Mr. Chafito, where's Liège?
Well, I know I want him here, but actually I haven't brought him to school because, with everything going on with the pandemic, I don't want to bring him to the building and have him sit in the foyer all day long. So he's at home. He's totally relaxing on his bed. He looks out his window occasionally to, I think, check out where I am and see if I'm coming home. But he's having a good time, relaxing at home.
Partial retirement for Liège.
Yeah.
It's a really cushy gig. Nice. Well, we all miss him. Having a dog run around the office is one of the Centaur perks, and it's definitely lost a bit of its luster here in the foyer. While it is still great.
Well, maybe Mr. King can drop a photo of him in here right after, so you can check out what. So
we can have a little bit of our
puppy yoga
appetite satiated. Yeah. We also obviously have been getting questions about things that have been going on in the news. Obviously, the Minister of Education and the Premier have announced that as of June 1st, there will be a gradual and partial return to schools. And so we've been getting questions about that. And Mr. King has some information for us there.
Yeah, so after the announcement, we've been getting some guidance from our district and from the ministry. And so just to start off, just when we talk about return to school, just be aware that the learning activities that we talk about will still be very similar to the ones you're experiencing now. So the focus still will be on online education. It'll just provide an opportunity for those who are interested to enter the building and get support from the teachers. You will not be penalized for not attending. It is optional and by volunteer. So at this time, the proposed schedule would be on students in grade 9s and 10s with last names A to L may attend on Monday. Students in grade 9s and 10s with last names M to Z will attend on Thursday. Students in grade 11s and 12s with last names A to L will attend on Tuesday. And students with last names M to Z in grade 11s and 12s will attend on Friday. So there is an FAQ and a survey coming out today, and we ask you to complete it as soon as you receive it, because we're going to use that data to create the procedures and processes for how you'll re-enter the building on June 1st, those who are interested. So hopefully the FAQ will provide even more guidance, and we look forward to seeing those who would like back in the building and continue to support you in your online learning till the end of June.
Great, thanks. We're going to throw it over to Ms. Farnell and Mr. Basso now for their special guest interview, part one.
So, hey, Centaurs, as you know, every week we have a special guest with us that we catch up with and see what they're doing during this pandemic time. This week is extra special in that we have also added a co-host to our guest segment. So we'd like to welcome Mr. Basso to Teams Time. You may have had Mr. Basso as a teacher over the last couple of years in socials, marketing, PE, or your grade 9 digital literacy. He also coaches soccer teams in both of our boys and our girls programs. So first off, thanks for joining us this week, Mr. Basso.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. I can see that you brought some special guests with you. Why don't you take a moment to introduce them all?
Yeah, so unfortunately for everyone here, I'm actually not the highest profile guest today. So I'm going to introduce Dante Fabbro to the Nashville Predators. Grew up in Coquitlam and actually went to school at Centennial for a little bit. So welcome, Dante.
Thanks for having me.
We have Tyson Jost, grew up in Alberta, a member of the Colorado Avalanche.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, Tyson. And then last we have Gabe Bast, also grew up in Alberta, I believe, right, Gabe?
Yeah.
And a member of the University of North Dakota hockey program in the United States.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. This is week 6 of Teams Time. So we have a couple questions for each of you. And then we thought we'd play a little game to see how well you know each other. So if you're all ready to go, we thought we'd start with that.
Do it.
Right.
Good.
Okay, so the first question is going to be for you, Dante. So you attended Centennial for part of your high school and graduated from Penticton in 2016. Do you have any special memories of your time at Centennial that you wanted to share?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I definitely, I think I look back on my my grade 9 year just all the friendships I had made and people I got to get to know, obviously around Coquitlam and whatnot. So still a lot of kids I talk to today and hang out with, and it's just nice to be able to have those kind of friendships. But unfortunately, it was like you had said, I moved up to Penticton and graduated from there. So it was it was a quick 2 years, but it was definitely a fun 2 years.
Any classes or teachers you remember in particular?
Yeah, Vukovic. Is that
Vooch.
Vooch.
Yeah, am I saying that correctly?
Vukic. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember having a lot of fun in his Spanish class. Had a bunch of buddies in that class, but he just made it such a fun environment to learn in, and be enjoyable learning and just having fun with it. And he was a prime example of that.
So during this pandemic time, outside of trying to keep in shape, what have you been doing to keep yourself busy since the season has been off on hiatus?
My dad's been doing some landscaping in the backyard, so been shoveling some dirt and some gravel back there. But for the most part, just trying to spend it outside, and when on the nice days especially, just want to get outside for a walk or go bike or whatnot. So just like kind of like everyone else, puzzles when it's crappy out, but for the most part I just try to keep active outside.
Awesome. And growing up, every athlete seems to have an idol they try to model their game after. Who was your role model growing up, and how did they help you improve your game?
I'd say probably Shea Weber, just with his accolades and the way he kind of conducted himself throughout his career, I think is pretty impressive. And he's still a dominant player today, and probably one of the most feared shots in the league. And I think that's a testament to who he is as a player and a person. And I think it's great for me to be able to look up to a guy like that and kind of admire his career and try and follow in his footsteps.
All right, Gabe, next questions are for you. So we have a very successful athletics program at our school, and a lot of the students have gone on to play collegiate sports. In fact, next year we have at least 5 athletes that are going on to play in the NCAA for baseball, basketball, hockey, lacrosse, soccer. Several others that are also going to be playing university in Canada. So what would be your advice to any student who is committed to a school as a student athlete?
I think just go in there with an open mind. Just absorb everything, be a sponge, have fun, because those truly are the best 4 years of your life, or however long you go. You meet some of the best people, your best friends, and just go in there with an open mind and have a blast.
Did you find it hard to balance the actual travel and training and all those things with the school schedule?
No, it's not too bad. I think the school part was definitely the hardest. Just like going to class, doing the workouts, the extra skates, practice, all that kind of stuff, and like managing like little things like doing laundry, that type of thing. I think that's probably the hardest thing to do.
Awesome. And obviously the goal after you're done playing college sports is hopefully to potentially make it as a professional hockey player, whether that's in the NHL or over in Europe possibly. How does university and going to college and to these programs help you to prepare possibly for life after hockey?
I think they just prepare you for real life. Whatever that is, either you're going to a desk job or you're playing a sport. I think just like doing what you can as long and as best as possible. I think that is just the biggest thing.
All right, Tyson, you're up next. One of the many sacrifices that elite hockey players make is moving out at a young age to pursue the sport at its highest levels. Did you find it difficult moving to Penticton at such a young age and leaving your family?
Yeah, it's definitely hard. I mean, you grew up with your family and they're such a big part of your life, and it's a sacrifice you have to make. So definitely helped. I had Dante and Gabe as my 2 teammates, and they became my second family, and that definitely helps when you have really good friendships. But yeah, it is a sacrifice to leave your family and leave that behind, but it's something you have to do. And in the end, it helped, I think, all 3 of us become better players. And
it helped with our future. But it definitely is tough. Nobody ever wants to leave their mom and their dad or their siblings, but yeah, it was worth it in the long run.
How does it work? Do you get billeted with a host family, or multiple players together, or how does that?
Yeah, so actually Dante and myself, we were billet brothers. So a host family picked us up and we lived together, and they're outstanding. And I mean, for probably 3/4 of the year too, Gabe was always over at our house too, and we're always just hanging out and doing things that teenagers do in high school and having fun. And the host family was amazing though. They're unbelievable, and they treated us like we were their own sons, and it was outstanding. So it was a home away from home, and it was a really great experience.
I would not want to see what their food bill is every month. That's for sure. I see all these hockey players going through.
So I know that you and Dante have both represented Team Canada at the World Junior level and also the World Championships. What was that experience like playing for Canada at the highest levels and being able to do that together, obviously, since you've been growing up and playing with each other?
Yeah, it's very humbling. I mean, I don't want to speak for Dante, but I think when you're a younger kid, you're always watching the Olympics and you're always watching the World Juniors and watching players that you grew up idolizing, and they're playing in those tournaments and they're representing Canada. And it's something that you want to do at such a young age, and you want to be in their shoes one day. So when Dante and I both got the opportunity, even Gabe actually too, we played in the World Junior Championship together. All three of us did. I mean, we're very honored and humbled to be able to represent Canada and wear the leaf proudly. And I know for myself and those two other guys too, it's a dream come true, and it's something that you dream about your whole life. It's you're on the outdoor rink and you're dreaming about wearing that the Canadian maple leaf and playing for your country. So it was definitely outstanding, and to do it with two buddies too is pretty cool. And I know for Dante and my mom, his mom and my mom got to come overseas and last year for World Championships, and just to bring family over too and to share that experience with them was really cool. So it's definitely very humbling, and it is a dream come true for sure.
Do you have like a Team Canada highlight or moment that kind of sticks out over the?
I'm sure Dante's highlighted a little better than me. He won World Juniors his second year, and I wasn't on that team unfortunately. But the year before, we finished second. We lost to the States, which was definitely a dagger. We lost in a shootout. That was something that still stings to this day. But we also won a gold medal together in the World Junior A Championships. Our second year in Penticton there, we got to represent Canada West. That was something that was definitely cool. And then we won gold for, I think it was in the Ivan Olinka tournament. I think that was kind of our first gold with Hockey Canada. So that one stands out for sure. It was cool. It was a really awesome group too. And we were overseas. I forget exactly where it was. It was somewhere in Europe, but that one stands out for sure. So just to win gold is for Canada and represent your country and bring back home a trophy, it's pretty special.
Thanks again to Gabe Bast, Dante Fabbro, and Tyson Jost for joining Mr. Basso and I for that interview. And you'll be able to check us out again next week as we ask them some fun questions that you'll definitely want to check out.
All right, this has been Teams Time. What are we? Episode 5?
6.
6? Man, these are just flying by. Anyways, you will see us again here next week, or maybe even from another location. Stay safe out there and look forward to seeing some of you in the coming weeks. Please stay tuned for the survey and get it back to us as soon as you receive it. Talk to you soon, Centaurs.
Stay safe.
Bye for now.